to Dynamic Yoga Journey. My name is Karama, and with me I have
Natasha, Cheryl,
and
Sharna.
yes, and I'm with three members of a running group. They run a few times a week individually as well as together. And this week I'm going to work with them to just help them stretch, show them some yoga stretching that they can do after they run a few miles. All right, come meet us on the mat. The ladies have just had a really good run, and now they're ready for some yoga stretching. From their mountain pose, they come down onto their knees. Then they'll exhale into table pose. The next exhalation brings them into downward facing dog with hips in the air. They'll inhale to lift the right leg and exhale to drive that right knee to the front of their mats. Notice that right foot off to the left side of their mat. And that will help to bring a really good stretch. Here they inhale and then exhale, walk their hands forward, lowering the chest and head. They're breathing into the right hip, focusing their breath and their attention there to bring about a good stretch. The breath is deep and strong, the mind is focused, and they're releasing tension with each of their exhalations. With this next inhalation, the ladies lift their heads, walk their hands back, press their palms to the mat, and tuck their left toes under. They lift the hips, step the right foot back for plank pose, and then exhale, hips up for downward facing dog. They inhale, lift the left leg, and exhale, drive that left knee toward the front of the mat. Here again, they'll inhale to lengthen their spines and exhale to walk their hands forward, lower their chests and heads to relax the left hip. Again, notice the heel at the right side to help deepen the left hip stretch. After releasing tension from their left hips, the ladies are ready to move on. So here, they come back into a plank pose by sliding the foot back. They exhale, hips up to downward facing dog. They breathe deep and strong, deep, strong breaths. And then they begin to pedal the feet, lifting one heel, then the opposite heel, moving the hips, moving the shoulders, so that stretch impacts, the movement impacts as much of the body as possible. This is a great way to release tension from the heels and calves, as well as the hips after running. They next walk to a forward bend, open the legs just wider than the mat, and here they'll exhale into a low squat. They're still working on tight hips here by pressing the palms together with their arms inside of their thighs. This is a great groin stretch, hip opener, and inner thigh stretch. They're going to hang out here for a few moments. So ideally, you want to lengthen your spine and have the crown of your head pointing up. But keep in mind, our bodies are all different, so you do the best that you can without causing injury. If you find it difficult to hold a squat like this, there is an option for you. You would sit on your buttocks and bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. Once you've placed the soles of the feet together, hold the ankles and use your arms to press or apply as much pressure to the inner thighs as you are able. Next, Cheryl, Natasha, and Charla will sit in Upavista Konasana, also known as a seated wide-angle pose. They'll inhale to lift their arms and exhale to turn the torso right and fold forward to their right legs, resting there. They'll stay there a few breaths, relaxing and releasing tension away. Secondary stretches will also be felt in the low to mid back and even in the side body, along with that primary stretch in the hamstring. As they next exhale, they'll lift their heads, flex the foot, and point their chins toward the heel. This will deepen for a hamstring stretch. The ladies will now inhale, walk their hands back, and exhale, turn center. They'll inhale again, and now turn to their left leg and exhale to fold forward there, breathing and relaxing. You've probably noticed that all these ladies can touch their toes, but keep in mind that's not the goal. If you're unable to touch your toes, grab your strap or your towel and lasso your feet. Another option is just to rest your hands wherever they would naturally fall. The goal is to be able to feel the hamstring stretch. On the exhale, they'll point their chins to their toes and flex the foot, pushing the heel away from the center body. When ready, the ladies will use an inhalation to walk their hands back and turn center to exhale. On their next exhalation, they'll walk their hands forward, lowering the chest and head. Notice they only walk as far forward as they're able to, and they'll breathe and relax here. When ready, they'll use an inhalation to walk their hands back, and exhale, sweep the legs together and shake out the legs. Yoga practitioners know they have to balance their bodies. And of course, every serious runner knows they've got to do the same. So we've already worked the inner thigh, the hips, and the backs of the legs. Now the ladies want to work their quadriceps and hip flexors. So they've shoved the right leg back from a runner's lunge and pushed the heel toward the back of the room. They're relaxing here and breathing deep and strong. Next, exhale to press the hips up, thus once again hitting the hamstrings at the back of the front leg, but continuing to stretch the quads at the back leg. Now they'll exhale the center body down, then exhale the right leg forward, and inhale, reach up and bring the hands to their hearts. With the idea of balance in mind, the ladies will swan dive down, step the left foot back on the exhale, and release through the pelvis to bring about a stretch, again through the groin, the left hip flexor, the left quads, and press the heel back and breathe into this stretch. With the next exhale, they'll lower the heads and press the hips up, straightening the front leg, and breathe into the backs of their thighs. Lifting the toes of the front foot can deepen the stretch at the back of that thigh. When ready, the ladies will lower their hips with the exhale and use another exhale to step forward, and inhale, reverse swan dive, reaching up, and exhale to their hearts.
So everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another session of a dynamic yoga journey, and we'll see you here next time on the mat. Bye.